most parents want their children to succeed. At a very early age in the child's life, parents always want their kids to be the best, and it is their job to encourage and guide and steer the child in that right direction. And the great thing when it comes to make good choices is that it could be anything in life. It doesn't even have to be sports. It has to be, it doesn't have to be anything. It could be making good grades, learning to walk, even later in life, just like learning to drive or learning to cook. Every parent thinks that they're doing their best at parenting a kid, but yet sometimes their vision is blurred when it comes to like sports, especially. As of 2015, the Psychology Today, there was a fine line between parental support and pushiness. I coach a 13-year-old baseball team in my spare time, so I get like a front row seat to that whole entire, area of parents doing the right and wrong thing. And I also have like several friends that coach in the different age brackets, so we all talk about it. And the thing that we see over and over again is parents that are overwhelming, and they pressure their kids to try to put them in the best position at, being the best player on the field or doing the best. But, whenever a parent pushes their son too far or at anything, the kid can lose confidence and fall out of love in the game that they grew up to play and know and love, especially whenever it gets to an older age group and the competition gets a lot higher. So I could see how it directly affects their performance on the field. There's also increased tension on the sidelines from other parents as well, like a recent study shown by the National Federation of State High School Associations show that 80% of the new officials give up vocation after 2 years of parental problems, as in like the parents are arguing that this call was not right and they think that the referees or anything are after the kids, but everybody makes mistakes. So parents need to parent their children to encourage them and not to make them quit the game due to like unrealistic expectations and over involvement in the kid's life. It can be great for a parent to be engaged and supportive of their children, but parents need to show their children that they are there to encourage them, not to, push them to do certain things to try to relive their childhood. And this is also like invites risk of physical injury to kids, and that could affect them long term, and they're often pushed too much in competition regardless of pain or injury, just to have a tendency to respond to that healing property. A 2016 study showed at the University of Kent that the Science Daily that it was pressured to be perfect often led to like people doing steroids. And the study was published by the Journal of Sports Sciences and discovered that athletes lean towards doping were closely influenced by the parents, even at an older age, like at a professional level or even high school, that they want to be the best that they can be, and the parents push them in that direction just so they could fulfill the needs of their parents to make them proud. But studies have also shown that there's an increase in pressure. The parents have more on like on-spot training costs, like with parents paying higher fees and for private lessons or top equipment, or even travel fees for games, meets, and competitions. The parents expect more out of their children, that they're paying more money. And parents don't understand the amount of pressure that kids are already under at that age with trying to make everybody happy and trying to do the right thing every time. And at that age, they're scared to mess up. And it is a difficult position to be in at that age because they don't make their own decisions. The parents do everything. And the parents feel like this because in a short time of a child's life, they're trying to make the most out of it, but feelings don't always have as much needs as they are breaking from the sport and everything. And like Over pushing a child to be great can cause fatigue or injury, and you can nurture through a child, but you encourage them without having like realistic expectations to try to go up. Other things to consider: importance of a good nutrition or habits outside of sports. Like children need to hear that they are making their parents proud, not that they're never doing enough. And it is easy to get wrapped up in being the baseball kid or the football kid if there's an injury or a consequence that the sport takes away, but it takes away the kids' like confidence as well, while sports having like great bonding experiences. If it's not handled properly, the children just they need to understand that they're doing something well and that they're worth way more than what the parents think they should be in sports, when sports should be a pastime, and some way you should look at it as bonding and learning life lessons instead of these parents putting so much pressure on you.